Coke and the Tasteless. I have no money.
And I have no taste.
He doesn't like whiskey. We're going to see if we can change that. All of the whiskeys that we show on this show, for the most part, are going to be sub $50. Stuff that's in my price range, and I'm broke. So if I can afford it, and you are interested in the hobby of whiskey tasting, you can afford it. So what we're going to be looking at today is a whiskey called Eagle Rare, straight bourbon whiskey. This is actually made by the same people who do Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is a little bit more aggressive of a whiskey. One of the things that makes Eagle Rare so interesting is that it's a 10-year aged bourbon, which is a lot longer than most bourbon. It's like more than twice the time that most bourbons are aged. So it should be a lot more mellow. I found this bottle for around $30, so not any more expensive than the Monkey Shoulder and less expensive than the Ironfish that we had in the other video. So it is, of course, a bourbon, so you're going to get the stereotypical bourbon flavors like maraschino cherry, the corn dust. So let's see specifically what I get off of this, and we'll get your take on it. As a non-whiskey person, we'll see what your take is on it.
You probably can't tell from the video, but this is actually a really nice looking bottle for anyone who cares. Some people collect, it doesn't really matter. Yeah,
I mean, for sure. It's it's designed to look more premium. The Buffalo Trace bottle looks like a bourbon bottle. This looks a lot more...
It's like a wine shape.
Yeah, it's a wine bottle shape. In big letters on the back, aged 10 years.
Etched eagle on the front.
Yeah. It's 45%, so it's a little hotter than some of the other stuff that we've had. Other than the Evan Williams bottled in bond, that was a 100.
This is 43% the Ironfish.
That's 43. Okay, yeah, and then the Evan Williams is 100 proof, so that's a little bit hotter than this stuff. But typically,
so is the Monkey Shoulder.
Monkey Shoulder's 45, 43, 43. Yeah, a lot of the cheaper whiskeys you will find. Oh man.
Oh man, very fruity smell.
Yeah. The apple coming off of that is insane. I had to stop for a minute.
Yeah,
that's like Granny Smith, like green apple coming off of that. Wow, that is impressive.
This is why I was excited for this one. Is I took a smell of the bottle first and thought, ooh, that's very nice.
Yeah, this is really good. And, I figured I'd go around and try looking at all the lists of the best whiskey. Of course, it's all subjective, but the best whiskeys for the price. This is always on the list. So I figured I would pick it up and give it a try, and I really liked it. So I'm going to see how he feels about it. I'll give you my thoughts as a person who's had it before and enjoys whiskey, and then we'll see what Nate thinks. Oh man, yeah. So like, right off the bat, it's super appley. It's like a caramel apple thing going on. Like there's a lot of cherry. It's a bourbon, so there's a lot of cherry. You get the corn dust smack in the face, but once you get past all of that stuff, once you get past the obvious stuff, because it's bourbon, it's all going to taste somewhat similar with the variations. That apple just takes over. I mean, that is you could put this would be incredible over some like ice cream. Maybe a little bit like this, like apple, so like apple pie and ice cream with a little bourbon in there.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I think it would be fantastic. Oh man. Yeah. It's bourbon.
Kind of a sharper taste. It's probably more of a bourbon thing, though.
Yeah. It's so like all bourbon is going to be like a lot more aggressive than something like the Monkey Shoulder, which is going to be a lot smoother.
Kind of stays in your palate there.
Yeah, it's a much more. That's the complexity. That's the complexity of the flavor. It sticks around. I think it's based on. If I can see in the glass here.
It's a strong taste.
Yeah,
that probably has to do with being in the barrel longer and being bourbon.
Yeah, so there's the odds are pretty good that the oil content is a little bit higher in something like this, which is one of the more interesting things about bourbon is that you can actually.
I've heard you can tell when you turn the glass and based on how it drips down.
Yeah. Well, and that.
I don't know how to
well, that and so like when a bourbon, when any whiskey sits in a barrel for a long time, it starts to accumulate a lot of oily, non-water soluble elements that are flavor enhancers. So what you can do is you can add 1 or 2 drops of water into the whiskey, and basically what that does is it takes all of the things that are non-water soluble and puts them at the top of the glass, and it basically wakes up the flavor of the whiskey, which is kind of counterintuitive. You'd think it would water it down a little bit, but it actually makes it a little bit more aggressive, and I think this would be a pretty good candidate for doing that, because I'm getting a pretty good oil ring around the glass with this stuff, and it's been in the barrel for quite a long time. So yeah, if you want to taste the complexities, 1 or 2 drops of water probably would open this right up.
The smell is much more pleasant than the taste. But
You think so?
yeah,
I love this stuff. It's got.
I'm getting the fruit a lot more in the nose than in the mouth.
Yeah, it's very appley. It's almost got like a floral note that I'm getting on the back side of it. Like after you've seen the apple, on the back side of it, there's a little bit of like there's a little bit of a floral thing going on. But yeah, I think this is probably, I would say, of all of the bourbons that I've had, and I had quite a few, I think. Eagle Rare Straight Kentucky is probably my favorite. It's a little bit more palatable, I think, than a lot of the other ones. It's a lot sweeter. It's mellower in my experience. I don't know how you feel about
I wouldn't say it was mellower than the last bourbon, but I wouldn't say it's mellow.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not mellow in terms of whiskey, but that's because it's a bourbon. It's a typically you're going to find, I think in order for it to be a bourbon, it has to be 51% or higher corn in the mash bill. So
I think the most mellow was the bottled and bond Evan Williams, which surprised me because
That's
Evan
shocking.
Williams is not good.
yeah, well, regular Evan Williams, it depends on your taste preferences. So the regular Evan Williams is going to be more sour. It's a lot more. It's got like a spoiled sour kind of flavor to it. That's from the sour mash bill that they use. The bottle and bond stuff, I'm kind of surprised that you think that's less aggressive than this, because that's bottle and bond is 100 proof. It's a lot stronger than this stuff. Yeah. I don't know if we can. We'll keep bringing in bourbons. We'll see.
Yeah, see how it stacks up.
Yeah, I mean, compare that to the Scotches and the Irishes. I'd really love to get Jameson in here. I'd really love to get something like a Lafroig in here. The real smoky stuff. I think that would be fascinating, because that's a lot more like meaty.
Fun fact: I've toured the Jameson factory, even though I hate whiskey.
I mean, I envy you. I envy your participation at the Jameson facility, because I would have had a blast.
It's a fun tour. I enjoy it.
All right.
I hate beer and I toured Guinness, so
that's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, we'll be back here with some other whiskeys another time, and we'll see if those are any better, and then maybe we'll step outside of the realm of whiskey and see if we can get you more into some other stuff. I mean, I know you've had cigars and pipes and stuff. You like that stuff, right? I mean,
more than whiskey. More than whiskey.
All right. So we'll see if we can't maybe step into some of the more aggressive, maybe some non-flavored pipe tobacco. Maybe some straight stuff.
See.
All right. We'll see you guys then.